inside, you know.
Hey Most Amazing Top 10 family, I'm your host Chader Reyna and welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. I'm surprised there's still a doll industry. It's like when you see a clown in the wild, you're like, what are you doing here? Don't you know that you're creepy and no one likes you? Well, even though the public consensus is that dolls are horrible, it seems that a lot of you like to hear about how horrible they can be. And that's why I'm bringing you today's list of top 10 scary dolls that attack their owners, part 2. If you haven't seen part 1, go check it out right now. Ayman Hassan did an amazing job on that video. As always, I would love it if you could like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. Also, stick around for the whole video because I'm going to be doing some more pet shoutouts, which you love so much. If you want me to shout out your pet, you can hit me up on Instagram. And if any of you at home need some more Most Amazing Top 10 content, check us out on Instagram and Facebook. We are starting to do Facebook exclusive content. If you need some Most Amazing merch, check out the link in the description below and use the offer code MA10 to get $5 off. And without taking any longer, let's get into this list. At number 10, we have Harold. If you're a fan of haunted dolls for some weird reason, then you should probably be aware of Harold. Also, if you're a fan of haunted dolls, can I ask why? Have you ever had like chicken and waffles? Like, there's better things than haunted dolls. You should probably give that up and try something else. But I mean, to each his own. But anyways, this little tyrant has been on a tear ever since he was purchased off of eBay by a horror movie director. The director wanted to buy him as an inspiration, but quickly became too much to handle. The director was plagued by horrible dreams, and when he would look at Harold, he would feel sick to his stomach. So he did what any reasonable person would do, and he sold him to an unsuspecting person. Very rude. I don't understand why people don't just burn these dolls when they get them. Just end the cycle. The world already has the dangers of like World War III on the horizon. We don't need haunted dolls kicking it up a notch, you know what I'm saying? Well, Harold got passed down the line to a few different people, and as he made his way, he left his mark. One person died from falling down the stairs, and another owner died from lung cancer. Now Harold is being kept by a team of paranormal experts, and let's hope he doesn't get loose anytime soon. At number 9, we have Amanda the doll. This doll has some creepy, lifeless eyes like every girl I have ever dated. Just look at this doll and tell me you wouldn't think it was ready to kill you. No doll has flowing locks and a good heart. That hair is there just so you ignore the fact that she is oozing hatred. And the red suit, she's on a glow up to ruin your life. This doll refuses to quit, and she's on a never-ending reign of terror. She has been sold over 20 times on eBay since 2003. Everyone who gets her is like, nope, that's the worst thing that has ever happened to me, and just passes her on. Also, she was built in 1884 and has been causing havoc ever since then. That's almost 150 years of ruining lives. Part of me kind of supports it. If you're a doll and you look that good after 150 years, then you must be doing something right. Maybe she's only ruining people's lives because they're just the roadblocks on her trip to greatness. Maybe she's just queening that hard. If you're wondering what kind of torment she has been bringing to the table, well, she has scratched people in their sleep, she'll give you horrible nightmares, and on top of all that, she will have a creepy demonic grin when she looks at you at night. So if you have any enemies out there, maybe you should get this for them for Christmas next year. At number 8, we have Odine French swimming dolls. Alright, just look at this doll. It's just such a horror show. These things were made in 1895 and were supposed to replicate a swimming baby, but they look more like the girl from The Exorcist trying to slide on her belly. If you invited me over and I saw one of these in your home, I'd be like, yeah, no thanks. I think I'm gonna go throw rocks at a bear. It's probably safer than hanging around that thing. I read one report about one of these dolls being cursed, and that anyone who'd owned it would drown, which seems very fitting since these dolls were supposed to simulate someone swimming, but they couldn't float because the material they used to make them was too heavy. They haven't gotten to plastic around that time yet. It's almost like the curse was put on the doll ironically. Now, I couldn't track down the exact doll, and I read through a couple of reports. All of them had different names for the doll. One called it Claudette, another called it Michelle. So this is either a fake story or there's more than one cursed doll crab walking around the world. Ugh. At number 7, we have Mandy. This is one of the most famous dolls locked away in Canada. We actually have a bunch of ghost stuff up here in the Great White North. We just don't get bugged by it because even the ghosts don't like to go out in the cold. Mandy has been on display at the Quinzel Museum in British Columbia for quite some time now. She is really the main attraction over there, and if you go to see her, be prepared to be immediately creeped out. People say she follows you with her eyes and will even wink at you. I think this doll is hitting on me. Well, since she has been on display at the museum, she hasn't done anything too disturbing, but the last person who owned Mandy was kept up by constant crying. Sounded like there was a crying baby around her at all times. And they didn't even have a baby. So Mandy likes the route of psychological attack. Very smart. At number 6 we have Robert. The creepiest thing about this doll is that it has the same name as the original owner. Some people think that this has linked the owner's soul to the doll. The owner's name was Robert Otto, and he first was gifted the doll when he was just young. Immediately upon owning the doll, Otto said that the thing would speak to him. When it was in his possession, it never did anything horrible, but now that it's on display at a museum, it has been a little bit more vicious. If people come through and take a picture of Robert without asking permission, he will curse them and their lives will start to fall apart. I guess there are several different ways you can attack people. At number 5 we have the Bleeding Eye doll. Animal Planet did a special on hauntings, and one episode followed a little girl named Brianna and her mother Joan. Like most little girls, Brianna had a baby doll that she would play with all of the time. For the most part, it was a completely innocent thing until one day Brianna brought the doll to her mom and told her that she needed to clean it because blood was coming out of the eyes. At first she thought this must have been her daughter's doing. She probably thought her daughter didn't really understand how creepy bleeding eyes are. She just thought it was the same as scraping her knee or something, and she took ketchup and put it on the doll to make it look like it was actually bleeding. But then it happened again and again and again, and Joan quickly realized that this wasn't ketchup. She got rid of her daughter's doll, but then things didn't stop. Whatever was attached to the doll didn't leave the family's home. One night Joan was sitting on the couch when she felt a grip on her arm. There was no one there, but she could feel something gripping down so hard it hurt and left a handprint. They had to have a priest come through and bless the house, but Joan always wished that she kept the doll to be blessed as well, because even though she threw it out, who knows where it could have ended up. At number 4 we have Caroline. This one is interesting. Now everyone agrees that Caroline is haunted, but some say she is harmless. The spirits who are attached to the doll, while being tricksters, they only like to bug people for laughs. They never do anything harmful. But some people say that the spirits attached to Caroline are all her previous owners, people that she caused to die so she could collect their souls. She lulls you into a false sense of security with her goofy antics, and then boom, you're dead and your spirit is forever attached to this doll. A classic silly goose maneuver to steal your soul. That trick is as old as time. At number 3 we have Joliet. This is one of the most horrific ongoing family curses attached to a doll. Joliet has been owned by the same family for 4 generations, and without fail the doll attacks the family in the same way every time. The doll is passed down from mother to daughter once the daughter is pregnant. She will give birth to a beautiful baby boy who has 0 complications but will die just 3 days after being born. The next time the mother is pregnant, she will give birth to a healthy girl who will survive and one day be the new owner of the Joliet doll. And then the cycle continues. It seems like a horrible curse, but the family refuses to get rid of the doll. Maybe it's because they've come to terms with the curse and don't want to ruin any other family's life. At number 2 we have the Susie doll. You're just trying to buy a nice thing for a kid, and the next thing you know, you gotta deal with a category 5 haunting in your house and you gotta call a priest. The doll was originally owned by a young girl named Heather Platt. She got it for her birthday, and like any little kid, she fell in love with the doll and named it Susie almost immediately. What little Heather didn't know was that there was a horrible energy attached to the doll. Not long after the doll was in their home, things started going missing. Items in the home would be found broken, and one night Heather's mother saw a dark figure walk into the house. Then things really started getting out of hand when the doll started ripping out Heather's hair when she was sleeping. Not long after that, the family enlisted the help of Lorraine Warren, who is a famous paranormal investigator, to lock the horrible haunting away. Alright, for the number 1 spot we have one of the most legendary creepy dolls. Sophia was originally owned by a young girl, and she would take it to bed with her every night while her grandfather would read her a bedtime story. As she dozed off, her grandfather would always say the same sentence, "Dream with me." After this young girl's grandfather passed away, something strange started happening with the doll. When she would go to sleep at night, the doll would whisper to her, "Dream with me." Her parents caught wind of this and decided that the doll was haunted and it wasn't the best gift for a kid, so they wanted to get rid of it. But before they could, both of this young girl's parents died in an accident. Now the doll is in a museum and no longer says the phrase "dream with me." Instead, it has been replaced with the much more terrifying phrase "die with me." Alright everyone, that has been our list. Thank you all so much for tuning in. As promised, I'm going to be doing some more pet shoutouts, which you love so much. Remember, if you want me to shout out your pet, you can hit me up on Instagram. I pick new pets every day, so if you don't get picked one day, you can message back another day. If it takes me a little while to get back to you, I am very sorry. I have so many of these too. If you saw my inbox, you'd be like, okay, I understand. It's insane. And without taking any longer, let's shout out some pets. First off, we have Lola's cat and dog Trixie and Hazel. The cat is clearly the alpha male in this relationship. Next, a most amazing fan sent in Salem. She looks like a proud mama taking care of all of her little puppies. I love it. After that, we have Zhang's cat Roomba. That is one of the best names for a cat I have ever heard. Blake sent in a picture of Jack. That just looks like a cat that would support your dreams. I love it. Steven sent in a picture of his doggo family. We got Lucas, Bella, Oliver, and Gus Gus. I love the whole doggo team, especially the big chonker pug. Look at him, I can hear his snorts from here. He's just like, he's so cute. And finally, Destiny sent in a picture of her two cats, Precious and Spaz. They look like twins. Absolutely love it. So beautiful. Alright everyone, that has been our list. Thank you all so much for tuning in. As always, I would love it if you could like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. Until next time, I have been Che Dorena, and I'm going to continue to live my life doll free.